Hello there YouTube, it's JustJonkins here from Pixel Herd, bringing you an informative video on Destiny 2's Season of the Chosen. What we'll be covering today is some of the battlegrounds seasonal event that's come in, the Nightfall, the new aspects of all three classes, Hunter, Titan and Warlock. So, Season of the Chosen. It starts with a small cutscene with Keitel meeting with Zavala and Osiris in the, I'm assuming what would be the Helm or a possible neutral meeting place. There's a small cutscene where, without kind of spoiling too much, she says bow, Zavala says no, and then you're thrust into the new seasonal activity, which is the battlegrounds. The first one you start on is on Nessus. There's also one on Europa as well. They play very much the same. You load in, you kill a bunch of Cabal, you do a couple of different activities. So on the Nessus one, it's killing 3 yellow bar mini bosses so they can drop activation codes. You get those 3 codes, put it in the terminal, you move forward and progress to the next one. From there you do another activity killing hordes of Cabal, pretty much genocide at this point. Honestly, the amount that you have to kill is ridiculous, but that's great. I love it. It really kind of brings the gunplay of Destiny, which is probably the selling point of Destiny, back into the forefront. So from this you kind of progress, you get a boss at the end, and happy days. You progress the quest and it unlocks the playlist version of it under the Vanguard playlist, and this is where the loot really comes into it. You get Cabal Gold for doing the core playlist, so Strikes, Nightfalls, Crucible, Gambit, everything like that. You get Cabal Gold up to 42, I believe, if you don't have an upgraded version of it. You can then use that Cabal Gold to charge your hammer, your Cabal hammer, and then once you do the playlist version, which is a harder version with champions, so that, you then get 2 chests at the end. You get the normal chest and you get a Cabal chest, which you smash with the hammer, which gives you the hammer charge, which then allows you to focus your umbral engrams, either using 1 charge to focus it into a specific type of armor or weapon, not specific type, sorry, either an armor or a weapon piece, or you can do tier 2, which allows you to focus it into a specific armor piece or a specific weapon archetype, and that costs 3 charges. The tier 3, which takes a fair chunk of grinding, you generally need 2,100 bow and sniper kills to focus it to a bow and sniper. Same with submachine guns, you need slightly less for rocket launchers and linear fusion rifles, and other tasks such as grenade kills, super kills using charges, such like that will allow you to focus it to be specific armor pieces with higher stats, or specific weapons where you get 2 perks in the last pull, and they take 5 charges, which you need to increase your reputation with the war table by completing the weekly challenges, which I enjoyed the challenges. Honestly, I don't think there was any challenge I disliked. Potentially Mayhem, but that's purely just because it was Mayhem. Everyone trying to do it at once, it was crazy. Which brings us onto the Helm. The Helm is the new fancy hub that we have. They called it a social space, but it's an instance. You can't walk there, you have to fly in through from the tower or teleport there from the tower. It's very fancy looking, as you can see in the footage, giving you a nice little no HUD look around it as I can. I'm not sure 100% where in the tower it sits. It can't sit from the tower, which is a shame. You can go in there with a fire team, of course, so you can have people in there, so I suppose it's social in that aspect. Random people cannot get in there. That is the war table in front of us now. The war table, as I said, you get the reputation by doing some weekly challenges, and from there you can get bounties, you can get the mods, and there's the hammer enhancements, a bit like what you had with the Wrathborn lore charges. You could upgrade the lore charges by getting reputation with the crow. It's basically works the same way. Once you get a reputation up, you can increase it with various different things, getting extra charges, extra gold that you can hold, focusing extra umbrums like to be stronger, stuff like that. I haven't looked through all of them because I can't unlock all of them at the moment, so once I get more charges I'll probably look into it more. Now we're coming up to the Umbral Engram Focuser. Now this is what I was talking about. I've done 2 of the challenges, so it's a bit hard for me to show it, but it looks like active season, so it looks like possibly this is going to be sticking around. So you've got those, the tier 2 armor ones you have to find via chests. Those ones, hammer charges used, so grenade kill, stuff like that. It's different challenges to unlock them. Once you've unlocked them, you need the 5 charges, legendary shards, and an Umbral Engram, and then you can focus it. Honestly, I love this system. I never used it before. I wasn't around in the previous seasons when they brought the Umbral Engrams in, so for me it's all fresh and nice and new, and I like it. I've had a chat with a couple of my clanmates who were around with the old system, and they said it is a lot better system. And the price of it, you know, five legendary shards isn't that bad, honestly. But what I do find is, obviously it's dropping, it's a good source, it's basically primes up until the power drop, and then in which case they kind of drop off, I think, from there. I don't know if tier 3 can be slightly higher, I'm not 100% sure, but I guess that will be go from there. So next up we have possibly my favourite thing in the entire season of The Chosen. The Nightfall, the week just gone, the first week, was Sepic's Prime. It's my favourite strike, and it's probably by far the best strike in Destiny 2. Not aesthetics or, you know, play, but just the hordes of enemies, absolute hordes of them. It really brings back Destiny 1, just how they did the Nightfalls back then. It wasn't all about kind of leaning on, it wasn't about leaning on delay mechanics by having the boss disappear 3 or 4 times, yada yada yada. It was just about throwing hordes and hordes and hordes of enemies at you. It was insane. And of course you've got the Nightfall specific loot. The week just gone was Shadow Price. At the time of the recording, I don't know what the Nightfall is going to be this week, and if hopefully it's going to be Palindrome or the Swarm, but I doubt it's going to be Palindrome, honestly, but we will see. I hope it is. I did manage to pick up my Shadow Price, and I'm guessing it will just rotate every other week, but I guess we'll see as of reset. But yeah, definitely by far my favourite strike, and the main reason is just enemy density. I mean, look just how many enemies there are, and this is just the first like little bit. It's just, oh, and there's loads of yellow bars, and you know, yellow bars and ultras, and it's just everything about it is just so fun. Honestly, I just love the Nightfall. I think it's generally my best Nightfall. You know, it's shorter than Hashladoon, but takes the same time, and there's probably double the amount of enemies in this one than there is in Hashladoon. So it's insane. I love it. And this brings us to the next point of chatting, the stasis aspects, the new ones that came out with Season of the Chosen. Now, you've got 3 different aspects, one for each class: Hunter, Warlock and Titan. First we'll be talking about the Titan, my main character. Some would say it's overpowered. I necessarily would say its main drawback is the fact that you still got to get close, like a lot of the Titan abilities that I have on there. So I guess the only thing I would maybe say is overpowered is because you can use it in your super. Now, the Titan's one is activated by sliding. If you've got a charged ability in your slide at any point, either at the start, middle, end, press your ability button, and you will do a small ice shield in front of you which can freeze people and do damage. It can then be destroyed again to do more damage, and as I said, you activate your super because you get your charged abilities like that. You can kind of just constantly do it. As I said, it's overpowered, but it can be a bit finicky, like all like the Titan super as well. so it can take a little bit getting used to, but I've been enjoying this in both PvE and PvP. It's been super fun. Next up, we have the Warlock. Now, the Warlock gets a turret. Yes, they can consume their grenade like you can in other subclasses, so kind of like the Void, Arc and such. You can consume your grenade and throw a remote turret away from you, which will constantly shoot people until they freeze. Once they are frozen, it will stop shooting them. You can put it around the corner in PvP and hope someone walks into it. Its drawback is it doesn't have 360 degrees of vision. If something is behind them, it won't see them. I wouldn't necessarily say it's 180 either. I think it's slightly higher, but yeah, if you're directly behind it, it can't be seen. It can also be destroyed as well, so you can destroy it in PvP. Enemies in PvE obviously choose to just ignore it, because who doesn't ignore their problems? Now, hunters. Hunters got the raw end of the stick a little bit. Their one is basically the same as Titan's base one. You know, smash a crystal and you get some melee energy. That's what their one is. But theirs works a little bit different. It's not really smash a crystal. Theirs is if you kill a slowed or a frozen enemy, then you get a little shard of crystal. You and your allies, you pick it up. It recharges your melee energy. So whilst they can say, oh, it's a short end of the stick, anyone using a strength build for hunters can just abuse the crap out of this. They can use a shuriken to slow them, kill them, pick the crystal up, get some energy back, and that knocks off maybe a second or maybe 2 seconds. Shatter dive as well. If you shatter dive someone, if your super kills them because it's slowed and possibly frozen them, you get a nice chunk. It will possibly take a couple of seconds off your melee ability. So I would say it is stronger than a lot of the hunters are giving themselves credit for, maybe. But that's coming from a Titan who's had that since the beginning and kind of got used to using that, you know. Now, with regards to this next story, isn't necessarily with regards to the Season of the Chosen, but Lance Reddick, the voice of Zavala, the Titan Vanguard, read out a meme. We're going to play that for you because I just generally think this is a good story. It's nice when someone famous and who's passionate about the game that they're part of takes time to kind of interact with their community in this way, and I just wanted to end on this because I think it's a great story. Pausing for dramatic effect. Actually, I'm pausing to give you enough time to edit it, and then I'm gonna do the outro.
For those of you who are Destiny fans, even though the writing is on the screen is backwards, I apologize for that, but it says, I propose an alliance. Bow. So, Mechanize on Twitter at XMechanizeX posted this and then asked me to read the response below as Zavala. So, here goes. Excuse me? One fucking Guardian has been kicking your race's collective asses for 9 years. They killed gods for fun and to turn them into guns for a meme. They genocide entire races for loot. They assassinated your last leader, cleaned out your daddy's ship while he wrote fan fiction about them and promptly fucked off to let you pick up the pieces. The only reason I didn't bring them here is because they casually began wielding the darkness to clap ass in new ways. All I have to do to make them end you is to tell them you have a fancy new gun, or that Eris can make you into one. So, think about that before you tell us to bow to your sorry ass. Mechanize. Eyes up, Guardian.
I hope you've enjoyed the content, ladies and gentlemen, today. If you have, please like that button. I fucked it up. I done fucked it up. Well, that's all from me, ladies and gentlemen. If you have liked the video, smash that like button down below. Please subscribe to the channel to see more awesome content and ring that bell notifications on as well. If you could as well, leave a comment on what your thoughts of Season of the Chosen is so far. I know it's early days, we're only kind of going into week 2 now, but just let me know what you think and if you think it's a good, a strong start. Me personally, I love it. It's more Destiny, but the right kind of Destiny, not just more rubbish, in my opinion. I love it. And I'll catch you next time. Bye bye.